Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Upton Farm, where today we're doing some hay baling. We've got the Massey Ferguson 698 on the Massey Ferguson 5 baler. I'd be willing to bet this thing could actually pull this in real life if the situation was correct, because this baler quite old, from about the same period as the 698 is from, and 698 wouldn't be too far off one of the more powerful tractors at the time. I won't go and say the most powerful, because I'm sure the Russians had something completely insane, and America had some quite big machinery too, back in the 80s and the 70s, so never rule that out. But the 698 is plenty big, I think. Now, if you look at the top right, you can top left. I get confused very easily with my left and my right. If you look at the top left, you'll see that we've still got the class Ariane out baling, ploughing, and that's going to be done pretty soon on field 31, which means we'll have to do some cleanup work there, which isn't the end of the world. It's an inconvenience, but it's not the end of the world. I've also swapped out the windrower for something a bit more appropriate. But it's still two-rotor. I feel it's a bit more appropriate for this map. You'll see it in time. What else have I done off camera since recording the last video? Not a whole lot. Not a whole lot really got done. I finished windrowing up the field that we did at the end of yesterday's video, and that's about it. So as I'm recording this on Monday, the West Coast still isn't out, which is a nice little inconvenience to me, but it is in the testing list, so it should be hopefully out within the next day or two. Hopefully it'll be out today, Tuesday, maybe not. Who knows, it really depends on whether or not it passes testing this time, and if it doesn't pass, well, that's another minor inconvenience, isn't it? Well, I've heard a lot of people complaining and having meltdowns and, you know, throwing their toys out the pram because, oh, the West Coast still isn't out and it failed testing and Giants are screwing motors over and rah 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 rah. No, they're making sure that the mods that we get are as good as possible. You've got it backwards. Giants are helping modders. Is it inconvenient? Yes. Is it annoying? Yes. But is it Giants trying to screw modders over? No. They're trying to help everybody. Trying to get us the best maps we can possibly get. Trying to make mappers better. It's a good thing. And I've said as much to people who have said the same thing to me. Is like, Giants are kind of being a bit screwy with the testing, aren't they? And like, no, not really. Some of the reasonings they've given are funny and odd, but I'd put some of them down to one that I know of is a lack of communication within Giants themselves. One that I know of is just seemingly a lack of knowledge or miscommunication or a mistranslation somewhere. They're the only two that I know of that were particularly odd in any way. The Ariane is slipping, so it looks like we might have to go do some ploughing. Let's see where the Ariane's stuck. Yes, it's stuck in a tree, so we will have to finish up this ploughing. Again, not the end of the world. I was gonna clean this up anyway, so this is actually kind of convenient. To anybody who's going to tell me that, oh, that you should have a front weight on this. No, I can lift this up without any issues. I only put a front weight on if there is an evident problem lifting a piece of equipment, and this class can lift up this plow pretty easily. You can see that I've got the cultivating equipment just parked up at the side of the field here for convenience. The plan was going to be that we'd use the John Deere that we had on it, but obviously we got rid of the John Deere that we had. We swapped it out for 7 hours, so I don't know what I'm going to do there. We'll figure something out. I might just use the class 2 cultivate, seeing as it's already here. And I'll set it off on Courseplay because that's the most convenient and easy way of doing it. I'm not. Some people seem to think, because I rarely use it, that I'm somehow afraid or don't like Courseplay. No. I'm sure some people might think that at least. No, I just prefer not to use it. It tends to end up with, at times, just being more of a hindrance than a help. Especially when it comes to getting to the outside of the fields here, like right here, in fact. You know, Courseplay would just go into the trees there and get stuck constantly, and it'd be more of a hindrance than a help. Whereas with me doing it manually, I can, you know, intentionally skip bits of the side to not get stuck in a tree somewhere. Now the real question is how long this is going to take, because I would have preferred to do the baling today, but the Arian decided differently. Decided I needed to do the ploughing. Which, well, that's fine. That's fine. Sometimes Courseplay decides, now you're doing this job instead. That doesn't bother me too much. I do have forced ploughing turned on, and I might turn it off, because this has taken well over half an hour to do, and it's kind of inconvenient, as my phone just keeps flashing random messages up at me. What is going on? I'll have to check that after I finish recording. But yeah, my phone has been a bit odd of late. It's just showing random stuff. I think it's not very happy that it's now actually getting punished and actually getting notifications. Because I woke up this morning to about 50 notifications on my phone. It was afternoon, I guess. So yeah, that's my life now. Is my phone has always got at least one notification going. So if ever you see, for whatever reason, the screenshot I've taken with my phone, it's gonna be full of junk. Just notifications everywhere, because I'm trying to keep on top of it, but it's always got a notification or two that have just crept in that I didn't notice. So I'm thinking we turn off forced ploughing and just get into the cultivating right now. Or once we get this field done. Because this plough is just slow. I'll be honest, it's realistic but slow. I know forced ploughing off, I can plough if I want to, not because I have to. Or feel like I have to, because I like having top yields. So yeah, that's just going to the options here real quick. Periodic ploughing off. We'll save the game, why not? So now I don't feel like I need to plough anymore. We'll just pop the plough into this conveniently placed shed there. That apparently has no collisions. We'll get the class cultivating. So we'll need to... This is field 31. We will pop a front weight on this time. So 6 meter equipment, so we'll go 5.7. 5.5. Oh yeah, current field position. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 headlands after the fact. Generate that course, and it's gonna take a minute 26 seconds to do. That's not right, is it? So we'll save this course as field 31 Culty. Start at the first waypoint, and oh, good lord, that's quite a distance into the field now that I see it. Now that I can see that, maybe I've got too many headlands going. Oh well, only one way to find out. Drive the course, please. You don't need. Okay. I was gonna say you don't need the lights on, but I can't turn the lights off with Courseplay, so they'll have to stay on. They'll have to be mean and rude and stay on. So it's off to the next field we go now in the 698. There are beacons on because we're good farmers like that. And the difficult thing is going to be finding the next field, because I can't remember which fields I've actually done. Now, it is this direction we need to go, because I was using the meadow that was kind of half grown as a waypoint for myself. There we go. So let's get the baler on, and the pickup can be dropped now. There we go once again. So just to let you guys know once again why we're doing this, why we are doing hay baling and grass work, it is because there are 50 cows on the map, and I completely underestimated how much it's already slipping. Is the Arian already after getting stuck? This is why I don't use Courseplay too much. The Arian's already managed to confuse itself. What's it gone and done? It's not really done anything as such. It's just kind of... Oh, it's... I think it's the terrain response is screwing it over. Something like that. Come on. Yeah, it's terrain response is screwing it over. There's nothing I can do about that. I literally can't fix that problem. So it'll just have to stay that way. You might notice there's a Massey Ferguson 240 parked up in that field. That is basically our old timer hay field. I may get a small square baler for that field, but I'm not entirely sure what I want to do there. Because even if I got a small square baler, I'd still need to collect the bales up, and that'd be inconvenient. Especially with small squares, actually. But, using a sip rake there to Ted and Windrow. This is dual purpose like that, yo. And using a Ford sickle bar mower to actually mow the grass. Unfortunately, there is quite a large mud puddle in one corner, which is not the most convenient. The little 240 can handle all that. I like trying to figure out ways to get the really old tractors to work, especially the likes of the 240. So I'm not too upset by being able to use it. In fact, I'm quite happy I can use it. Speaking of using things, the 698s use quite a lot of fuel. That's mildly concerning. We've got a couple hours of fuel left. We've got about 2 hours of fuel remaining in the tank. Two and a bit. So it's not the end of the world, but definitely less fuel than I would like. We've got 5.2 work hours on this baby already. Not entirely sure how, but we do. I guess because I really enjoy using this thing. Ariane's actually getting stuck in a furrow again. Looks like I need to remove terrain response, annoyingly. That is a mod that is seemingly just not working very well with Courseplay. Let's empty the baler here so we can get a true idea of how many bales we've made in the mini field over here. So we gotta come out of this field, spin around nice and tight. There we go. And annoyingly, the gate is closed. I figured as much. I figured I'd do something stupid like that. I knew that I'd do something stupid like that. Come on. Let's get this hay baled up. I'm going to just ignore the Ariane from here on out, because it's going to keep flashing up warnings, and that's all down to terrain response being a bit weird and screwy with Courseplay, it seems. Mainly because Courseplay doesn't like drive control and doesn't like turning on the diff locks. So there's the mud puddle with a bit of hay in it. And it looks like we're just going to get one bale out of this field. So maybe I should do small squares just to get some bales out of this field. Or just to give the impression that this field gave out some bales. So we'll drop one in maybe a second. Will we even drop one? Yes. But only just. So there's a better idea of how many we've created. Yeah, 2 bales. So yeah, maybe we're better off just kind of abandoning that field as a big bale field, or yeah, I'll call them big bales. Why not? Because these are, on this map, the big bales. I might get a small square baler and work the field with that instead. Next time around, I need to find the entrance to this field. There we go. And of course I miss it. Oh, come on, you can fit in there. I think I may have got it that time. There we go. So how did I manage to... How did I do that? We're gonna have to come across this in a weird way just to try and cut the hay down a bit so that I can actually collect it all. There we go. I guess we'll start going in this direction because this is the way that we'll be able to collect hay first. There we go. And off we go once again. So we're making good progress with the baler. The Ariane is cultivating nicely. Mostly. Apart from when it decides to start slipping and getting confused. Get a few nice little bales out of this field here, and it's basically just going to be a case of how well we do. As the Ariane's really starting to annoy me now, actually. So, come the next episode, which I'm planning on recording immediately after this, I'm gonna have train response gone out of the map. Because that's getting on my nerves. That's genuinely getting on my nerves. Come on, there we go. So, yeah, 1, 2, 3 bales dropped already. There's gonna be a 4th in a second. So I missed a small bit of hay, that's fine. There's the 4th. This is not producing as many bales as I kind of thought it would. Which, that's a bit concerning, to be honest. It's producing nowhere near as much hay as I thought it would. So I might need to try and figure something out for that at least. Iron's continuing nicely though. For the most part, it's gonna I'm hoping it'll behave at least. For the rest of this video, it's what, 10 minutes or so. I doubt it will. It'll probably get stuck within the next 10 minutes. It's got stuck 2 or 3 times already, and I'm pretty much actively ignoring it now. It gets to a point where you just start going, no, I'm not dealing with this. And it tends to happen with me with Courseplay. Like, of all the reasons that I don't use Courseplay, the fact that you have to babysit it 90% of the time is probably the main reason that I don't use it, because it takes up more time than it saves if it starts deciding to be screwy like it is today. Because you end up having to rescue it every, minute or two instead of just doing the work yourself. And it might take 5 minutes longer to do the work yourself, but it saves you getting angry, Courseplay deciding to not do the work for you, which is the entire point of having Courseplay. So let's see if we can find another field of hay. There should be another one over here somewhere. As my anti-spyware program is updated, thank you for that. I swear that thing just likes popping up the worst and most annoying possible times. So I think I might actually have all the hay done. Now if that's the case, then, and I know I'm just kind of cruising at a slower speed than I could be going. If that's the case that I got all the hay done, then it's just going to be silage bales. Oh, hang on. That looks like it's got hay in it. That field has hay in it. Never mind. Because the silage bales will be making round bales, and that's an entrance. Class area unslipping. How did I know to get stuck again? Rain response is going bye-bye after this video, because that is ridiculous. And that's the entire problem, is terrain response is screwy. So let's get this field baled up, and this might actually take care of the bale problem completely. Now the annoying thing and the inconvenient thing is that I'm gonna have to deal with moving the bales. And that's not going to be fun. That's going to take a bit of time. I'll probably do that in a stream, because that's going to take a little while. Especially seeing as I've got to cart them across the map now. I mean, I guess I could store them in the main yard and move the feed mixer, but That's just as that's actually more inconvenient because the feed mixer would need multiple fills per go. One thing I do need to get as well is a water bowser for the cows. I mean, this is intended to be kind of a mixed map, and it's turned into let's do things for the cows. Now there are cornfields as well that we can work with, and I'm not entirely sure what I want to do with them just yet. I might, so I'm in two minds about whether to harvest them with the Fend, or whether I want to just get a forage harvester in there and do that. And I really don't know which I want to do. I don't think it matters too much either way, but that's kind of the question that I have right now. Because if I use the forage harvester, I can bring it to the BGA and make silage and make money, and that might be the better option actually. I think that might be the better option, is I bring it over to the BGA, make money out of it, and kind of Courseplay a tractor over there to sell the silage for me. Because that kind of Courseplay does tend to work reasonably well, in my experience. Downside is it would mean the Deutzfahr would be out of action for a few hours at least. Doing that. Upside would be lots and lots and lots and lots of money. I think that might be the lesser of two evils, because chopping the corn into silage does bring more money, but it costs a bit more to get it going in the first place. Yeah, I think I'll go with that idea. I don't know exactly what forage harvester I want to use. I just need to get it. So that might well be the next video. Might need to get another trailer as well if I'm doing that, because then I could of course play the guys to dump it in the silos. Thoughts and ponderings are happening. Because the issue I currently have is that I've got next to no money on this map. I've got £7,000, £7,500. And using Courseplay is reducing that. I'll make a decision. I always do. What I could do is I could sell some of the silage bales I currently have and make a quick buck that way, in order to... That might be what I do. I might sell the silage bales I currently have, make a quick buck to get silage harvesters, because there's a couple of fields of silage bales that well, a couple of fields of soon-to-be silage bales that I still gotta use. If I do that, then I can make the silage, and yeah, that's going to be the better option, I think. Then use the silage to get another grass field or two, which I can then, or even a cornfield, which I can turn into silage for the cows. I think that's going to be the option I take. I think that's the best option open to me, actually. Because that's the kind of situation where it's the gift that keeps on giving. The downside is I don't have anything particularly heavy to level the silage with, so it'll take a little while to compact it down. But, as I look at my timer, that is about all we've got time for today. We're going to finish off this field and call it a video there, I think. I will start signing off and say I have been RainbowDave. You've been watching Farming Simulator 17 on Upton Farm. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. I know there's a few of you that aren't big fans of this map. You've been saying so in the comments, but it's a map that I really enjoy. I think people who liked Lancyboi Farm back in FS15 will really enjoy this one. It's got a similar sort of vibe, and I think it's going to be for people who really enjoyed Lancyboi. Just being completely honest, as a map, not like as a series. I can't reproduce the series because that would involve getting Sim to actually show up for multiplayer recording sessions. That's the reason the multiplayer is kind of hit and miss on weekends. Simulate is super busy and not my sleeping pattern is terrible. Fatty's got work and Chris is dealing with stuff. Yeah. But until next time, stay safe. And goodbye. That was my e-cig falling over because I hit it.